show, but of course, you know, M&M's Racing and the Toyota side, and the Sprint Cup Series Level 2. So we're honored to have everybody here. I see a lot of different shirts out there. I see a lot of familiar faces out there. So it's really, really cool. But I wanted to give a special shout out to our friends at Deadwood Choppers, Jack and Ann, who are here today. There they are. Good to see you guys. And we've got a special little prize that they've worked on for us and built for us, and it's kind of a little special thing that we're doing for the Busch Foundation. Probably gave it away in their name, but a little chopper right here, a little motorcycle that we're going to be giving away raffle tickets to, $54 to get 2 tickets and all that stuff. But if anybody's interested in it, it's going to be going live today. So we wanted to give our closest friends with the Busch Fan Club the first sneak peek of it, so you guys can get all the first photos and everything else of it. So you guys want to come over real quick and unveil it with me? Yeah? All right, cool. Just jump on over. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Careful there. Good. Nice to see you. All right. You come on in and around here. I'll pull the front and pull the back.
He's well coordinated.
There's 3 of them. All right. There you go. This is a pretty cool little neat deal. It's got the Busch Foundation logo in the seat here. And of course, it's got all of our partners. Most prominently Monster Energy with Busch Motorsports logo, the number and autograph on the side, but also the rear fender here. It's got our partners from Flexco, Dollar General, Interstate Batteries, M&M's, Toyota, etc. So there's some pretty cool little neat nuances around the bike that I'm sure you can ask John or Ann about here in a little bit, but you know, it just looks amazing to me. I mean, it's a really, really cool looking bike, and you know, over here we've got a little Monster can. Is that the oil filter? Is that right? The oil filter? Yeah. Little Monster Energy can hanging off the side. Looks like an oil filter. So we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It's awesome looking piece, and hopefully raise a lot of great funds for the Busch Foundation. So we're looking forward to that here throughout the summer.
Got a couple questions here for Kyle. We asked you guys to submit some questions on Twitter, so we had a couple that came in that we wanted to get him to answer. First, at Jeff U 118, he wants to know, how did you come up with your signature bow for your victory celebration?
Well, a lot of people have a lot of different interpretations about what the bow actually means. I won't get into specifics. We've got kids in here. But for me, where it started from was, I'm from Las Vegas, so being from there and seeing some of the shows that I've seen there before, obviously, after the show, whether it's David Copperfield or whether it's you know, the Cirque du Soleil shows or whatever, everybody always comes out on stage after their performance is done, everybody's cheering, having a great time, and they do a bow, you know, it's pretty cool. But I kind of felt like I followed Copperfield a little bit, because sometimes he would do, you know, obviously his magic tricks and stuff where he's kind of like Talladega Nights, I see me there. So I would do a burnout, big smoky burnout, nice and cool, get a lot of smoke going, and then you kind of wouldn't see the car for a little bit, and then I'd climb out and boom, I'd appear there, and then I'd do a bow, you know. So that's kind of where it all started from. I remember Charlotte, I think it was my second nationwide win back in 2004, was probably the best smoke show I ever did. And you couldn't see the car for a while, and I was standing on top of the car like, I couldn't see it. So nobody could see me. So I'm just waiting, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now I can see somebody. So, hey.
All right, one more here. We got Supply and Demand 18 wants to know, who was your biggest influence when you decided to start KBM?
You know, that was, I'd say it was a lot of just personal myself. You know, I started KBM as a little legend car operation at first. You know, my buddy from Las Vegas came out and raced for me for a little bit in the Legends cars in the Summer Shootout Series. We were just messing around. And then from there it turned into the super late models, which are these 3 cars over here on jack stands. And we ran those for about a year and a half. I started racing some of them, and then Alex started racing some of them. We won a championship and stuff like that. And then from there, I started building this building kind of for the fans and you guys and everything. And place to put all my cars and toys, my Legends car, my Modified, my late model, and all that stuff to kind of have a nice little house for everything that I've had over the years. And then the trophy cases and stuff and fire seats, so people can kind of see my history and my progression throughout my career. So that's kind of how it all started. And then we decided, well, we've gone this far. We might as well add on a little bit here and there, a couple areas, and we turned it into a race team with the Truck Series operation. And timing just kind of fit right, and being able to start that with our friends at James Finch, most notably, him and the Mikasuki stuff was actually the way that it was going to start. And then unfortunately, they took their sponsorship and didn't progress in NASCAR any further. So we were struggling along the first year, but made a lot of great partners. Our friends at Flexco and M&M's have been with us since the start. Dollar General picked up, that was our first win actually. And how cool is that little trophy case over there? That is really, really cool. So there's a lot of neat cars over there in that trophy case that, sometimes I forget. And I've actually noticed a couple of them are wrong, so we've got to change them. But they had to fill space. They didn't want to leave one empty. So, but it's really cool. Our first win, our first Dollar General truck wins over there and stuff too. So really, it's kind of a long story about how it all started, but that's where it came from.
All right, going back to the foundation real quick. You've been doing a lot of great things with the foundation. One of the programs you've really been getting behind and helping out now is the brakes program. And they're here joining us today, and I know Doug's here to say a couple of words. Can you just talk about what you're doing with the brakes program and how good of a program that is?
Yeah, well, it's no secret as to why I partnered with Brakes, but it is such a great cause, and having the relationship now that Doug Herbert and I have been able to become friends and talk a lot about different things and what have you. So this is Doug. What's up, man? Don't worry. Introduce Doug. He's the founder of the Brakes program. Many of you may or may not know, unfortunately, Doug lost his two sons to a tragic accident not too far from here. So in their memory, he wanted to start his foundation and being able to help others, and notably teenagers and even adults too, learn different techniques and things that you can use while out on the road with the Brakes program. So I'll let Doug talk a little bit about that and tell us a little bit more about what you guys do.
Cool. Well, Kyle's been a good help, and obviously we get a lot of heat, right? They say, well, what is Kyle going to teach about safe driving? Well, he paid a pretty high price for going a little bit too fast. And so we've actually had, I think the kids that we've talked to at the schools, I mean, they listen, and we get, Matt and I get blasted on LinkedIn, and somebody will say, racing drivers can't teach kids how to ride safe. And I say, well, yeah, we really can, because we teach them to go to the racetrack and go fast there. And this guy knows how to go fast on the racetrack, right? So it's worked out really good. I didn't know before my two boys were in a car accident, there's like between 5,000 to 6,000 teenagers every year that are getting killed in car accidents. And so we figured we'd do something about it, and that's what we're doing. And we've trained probably close to 5,000 teenagers. The school's free, so come out and bring your teenager. And some of these guys will be teenagers pretty soon, so bring them out. We'll teach them how to be how to be safer and how to be a little more responsible driving on the road. So appreciate Kyle. Thanks for having us here, and thanks for all your help.
Yeah, no problem. Got it. Thank you. I'm sure there's brochures and stuff out there at the tent and
Yeah,
everything
we got
else.
Top Field Car out there. You come out and check that out. I've got some brochures, some arrow cards you can sign on.
Cool. Yeah, so the Brakes program was fun. I actually went and did one a few years ago. And not only do you learn a lot about car control, stuff like that, I think one of my favorite courses was the slalom. And, doing some of the braking and stuff like that. Sometimes, you press on the brake so hard and you feel that pulsation in an analog brake system. Some teenagers, we've asked them, they don't even know what that means. They don't even know what that is. So we teach them all about that stuff, and it's really a neat course, and it's a lot of fun. Helps keep the road safer. So appreciate Doug. Thank you very much. And Ryan, you got some more?
You can take your post over here. You can take your post and start signing. The line's going to start over here. Just to give you guys a little recap of it. Line's going to start over here. Kyle's going to sign 3 items for you. Kyle's going to take a question here. Who's got a good question for him?
Where's Kurt?
Come up here.
Okay. Hold on. It's okay. All right.
the haters out there? Like, is there a driver on the track that, like, he walks by you, he doesn't even acknowledge you because he doesn't like you as a person? Like that,
His name's Kevin.
You open it up to fans, and sometimes it's the questions you get to. You know, it's all right now. The 29 is that guy. For whatever reason, and I'll admit it was my fault. It started back in I think it was 2005. We were racing a nationwide race in Dover, and we were racing really hard. It was the last 15 laps, I think. And I was on the inside of him and just really trying to get by him, and he was holding me up for like 10 laps or something. So finally I just tried a little extra hard off turn 4 and got loose and then slapped him and then slapped the wall and we wrecked. So since then he's just been mad at me. It's like, dude, get over it. But any opportunity he gets to mess with me, he'll mess with me. But that's cool. Well, what's funny is sometimes I've seen race fans that are either wearing a cowboy shirt, a Harvick hat, or vice versa, or I've even seen people have decals on their car, 29 and 18, and I ask them, I'm like, you guys are awfully confused. Like, how does that exactly work? I try to figure it out and ask them about it, you know. They're like, well, you guys, one of them was like, well, you guys are both West Coast guys, and we like you guys for being out there. And I'm like, yeah, well, okay. Vegas is better than Bakersfield. No problem. Anybody else? I've got a little bit more time. Sure, man. Right there.
The question is, how, you know, with all your wins you have up there, where does the board get in the first win in racing ring?
Yeah, with all my wins over there on the board, obviously that's my 105, but where does the first KBM win stand? Nationwide Series. It's pretty special. It was definitely a really, really cool moment for not only myself, but you know, Kurt and Mom, Dad, and Grandma, everybody, you know, just us working together. It's been the first time that we've been able to do that in our NASCAR careers. So to have him drive my Nationwide Series cars and to get our first win for KBM, you couldn't have asked for a better time. I mean, Richmond's one of my favorite places. I won my first Nationwide Series race there with Hendrick Motorsports back in '04. So, you know, it's definitely just really, really great moment and means a lot. Where does it rank? It's so hard to rank any of them. You know, I mean, for me, even, you know, you ask me, well, which one of the 105 means the most? They all have a certain meaning and a certain specialty to them because one was your first nationwide win, one was your first Cup win, one was your first Cup win with JGR or Toyota. The first KBM win, you know, my first win in the Truck Series when I drove for Billy Blue, broke Ricky Hendrick's record for youngest winner in the Truck Series. So, you know, Ricky was one of my best friends through the years at Hendrick too. So, all of them have a special meaning. Anybody else? Yeah, right here in the middle.
How'd you come up with 54?
54?
car 54?
I wanted 51. I couldn't get it. Obviously, 51 kind of being the tie to Rowdy. I couldn't get it. So, Kurt and I's first number growing up was number 4. So his dwarf car was number 4, my Legends car in there was number 4, and being a part of the Rowdy theme, we just made it a 50, so 54, that's where it came from.
Okay.
That's it? Yeah, right here. Being born today? I haven't talked to Horn today much, but it doesn't seem like he's making any more friends, that's one more right here.
What's the ultimate goal for KBM? A Cup team? Do you ever envision yourself driving your own car for KBM?
Maybe one day, but you know, the 5-year plan right now is to build into a successful nationwide Truck Series operation. You know, we'd like to be something like a Turner Motorsports where we've got, you know, 2 or 3 nationwide teams, 2 or 3 truck teams. So we couldn't probably, I say that and Ren probably cringes somewhere, but because there's not enough room to do that here. It's kind of like the old Days of Thunder thing. You got too many chickens in the hen house or something like that. Roosters in the hen house, that's it. So, you know, just having too many teams here could be an issue, but we can fulfill 4 full-time teams out of here. So that's one day, that's our 5-year plan. Beyond that though, 10-year, 15-year plan, certainly there's room for expansion. You know, there's more dirt over here that you can flip a building and do another one and stuff like that too. So you never know what'll happen, but you got to have an awful lot of support from sponsors to make that happen. You know, Rick's stuff didn't grow into what it is overnight. Rick Hendrick or Joe Gibbs Racing or Richard Childress or anybody like that. So we just know that we'll work as hard as we can, do what we can with what we've got, and hopefully make it successful. And the more races we win, the better off we're going to be. So we appreciate your guys' support. Thank you. I'm going to sit down because I'm sure y'all are waiting for that. So I'll stop talking.